back to art class with Miss Kris. This week, we're going to concentrate on an artist named Piet Mondrian. Piet Mondrian was born in 1872. He was an artist that is known for his shapes and primary colors. He was influenced by many other artists and experimented in many other styles. And as you can see with my art class, that's what I'm working on with you. It's really good to learn lots of different styles of art because it's going to help you become the great artist that's inside of you. So today we're going to work with shapes and primary colors. Piet Mondrian, in his later years, he rejected form, meaning no birds, no mountains. He just stuck with abstract art. He was influenced by Cubism. Cubism is breaking up forms into shapes and designs, and we've done that in this online course with the Picasso work. So his family encouraged him to become an artist and was very influential in this choice. And so we're going to focus on Piet Mondrian's lines, shapes, and forms, mainly with squares and rectangles today. So what you're going to need to complete this project, you're going to need a ruler. Now, if you have a clear ruler, that would be best. I couldn't find mine, so I am just going to use the ruler I found. You will need a black marker, a good black marker. Black is going to be very important in this piece of art. So I have a black Sharpie, and then you're going to need 3 colors, your primary colors: yellow, red, and blue. And when I say primary colors, I mean these colors. You cannot make these colors, but they make all other colors by combining them in different ways. So these are your primary colors. So let's get started with our abstract piece. All right. So this is all about line work, okay? Line work is so very important in this. And the word I want to focus today is balance. You think abstract is so easy, but it's so not easy because you need to understand that balance is important in art and form is important in art. Because if things are unbalanced, it's not good to look at. It doesn't please the eye. So here we go. I'm just going to take my ruler about right here on my paper. And what I want to say is you can just watch this video and make your own grid. It's pretty much a grid that I'm making. I made this grid up. I took time. But if you want to follow me and do the grid I'm doing, that's fine too. But feel free to make up your own grid. So I'm going to put my ruler like this. Now, to make straight lines, you really need to use your eyes, okay? So I'm looking at this line right here, this white line, oops, and I'm seeing that it looks really even. So I am going to start with a line about right here. You can start with a line right here. Actually, let's just do that. That'll be easier. So I'm just going to line my ruler up on the side and make a line down. The nice thing about a clear ruler is that you can see through it and it helps you to eye the lines better. Okay, line number 1. Easy breezy, right? Let's continue on. So now I'm going to come up at the top of my piece. Also, I want to say we're going to have some thick and some thin line. I don't want them all to be the same. So we're going to come up at the top and I'm going to make a line that goes about up here. Now I'm eyeing this. Now, if you want to measure the distance from here and here and the distance from here and here, that will make it perfectly even. I've been doing art for a long time, so I can eye things pretty well. So I'm going to eye that this and this looks pretty even. I'm going to put my fingers down right here and I'm going to draw another line. 2. Now I want to go back to thick and thin line. If I want to thicken this line up, say this one, I want this really thick. I'm going to go and I'm going to make a line right next to it. I'm eyeing it so it's even. Ooh, I just messed up. I slid. So I guess this is going to be a very thick line. Oh, I slid again. Okay. need to get my fingers down and push down really hard so I don't slide around. All right, you see how I made that thicker? I'm gonna color that in. I'm gonna color in between the thickness. And when I color in between the thickness, it gives me a thicker line, which makes for a really interesting piece. Now, if you're younger and this is hard for you, don't worry about thick and thin line, okay? You just focus on line. Line is a very important piece in making art. See how I thicken that line and how much more interesting those two lines are as they cross each other? Maybe I want to make this line a little thicker. So if I'm going to make this line just a little thicker, I'm going to put my ruler right under it. So I just see a little teeny bit of white. And then I'm gonna take my pen through, and that thickened that line. All right, let's keep moving on with Mondrian. Now in this, just in this little side, I want mini shapes, and I'm gonna show you why later for coloring. So I'm gonna add a line about right here. Okay, and now I'm gonna move over here. I'm going to create a skinny line that comes down. Now, if I had a clear ruler, I'd be able to go over here, but I don't, so I have to use this edge to give me my lines. So I hold my fingers down really tightly, and I make my line like so. Now, I'm going to make another line down below. And as I said before, I already did this project and practiced it. So I have a well-balanced piece. So this is already thought out. But if you know, I like you to be original, right? Because original art is so strong. And art that comes from you and your style is the best because it's you. So I'm going to thicken this line because, as I said, I like some lines thicker and some lines thinner. All right, now I have, see, it's already starting to get really interesting. So let's keep going. In this section, I'm gonna make a wider line. So I'm gonna eye about right here. That looks right. Say you like, Miss Kris, that's way too hard for me. Then measure, okay? Go down 2 inches, make a dot. Go down 2 inches, make a dot, and then connect your dots. Then you know that you have even, right? I just want to go faster, so you get the hang of it. All right, so there's my next line. What can I do in here to make all different kinds of lines and designs? Well, let's start breaking it up. I'm gonna come over here about right here. And I'm gonna go over a little bit. And I'm gonna make a line straight down. How did I know that this is gonna look pretty even? Because when I made this line, I looked at this edge right here and it looked pretty good. So I'm estimating, I'm not being precise. But if you wanna be precise, measure it out. All right, so that's nice. Let's do a little more in this section. I'm gonna make a small line right here. Hello, mister. Here's my cat. I wonder if he's gonna come and say hi to you guys. I'm gonna make a line right here, small line. Okay. And I'm gonna break it up once more. The line at the top. And I want that line at the top to have some thickness. So I'm going to come under it and make another line. You see that? I'm just gonna fill in the white. I really like visually the balance of thick and thin line. It's just really cool. All right, I'm gonna come over here now. We're gonna break this up in two more lines, 2 more pieces. Come right here, I'm gonna make a line down. Okay, I'm gonna make a small line at the bottom. Let's bring that. So I'm looking with my eye and that looks pretty even. Like if I did it like that, That wouldn't be even anymore. That way you can see that that line wouldn't be even. But if I go like that, I can see that that looks even. So becoming a better artist is learning how to train your eye to see lines. It's not that hard, it just takes time. And it's going to be very important for those of you that want to go into careers in art, such as architecture, graphic design, any kind of design work. A good eye will take you a long way. All right, let's come over here and finish out this section. I'm going to break up some lines here. I want to give this some thickness. Okay, break it up in a couple more pieces. There we go. All right, I'm gonna make this line that cuts through. I want it to be really thick. So I'm gonna go under it, and what am I gonna do? Fill in. Great. All right, let's move down. So we have all this section to keep going on. And then I'm gonna show you how I finished it up, which really brings everything to life. All right, so I'm gonna make a line that comes like that. I want this pretty thick. Next to it, and what do? Fill it in. Work myself down. Alrighty, now let's break this up into a couple more shapes. I'm gonna make a square, a couple long rectangle shapes, one here and one over here. All right, keep going. So now we have more sections to break up. Let's start at the top and work ourselves down. So this can be a lot of fun. Just sit down and concentrate. Make sure you have a good ruler, better than the one I have. A clear one would be great. And take your time and eye it. You can do it in pencil first, so if it looks off to you, you can erase it. I pre-planned this, so I don't have to do it in pencil first. All right, I'm gonna keep going. This, I'm going to make a thicker line. Right here. I'm not gonna go all the way across. I'm gonna go about halfway. I'm gonna take this line right here, measure from here to here and from here to here if you want. I'm gonna eye it, hope I did a good job. I'm gonna make it a little thicker. Okay, I'm gonna make a couple lines over here, next to each other. One I'm going to fill in black. The other one I'm going to fill in one of my primary colors later. Okay, we're almost done here. Let's fill in this space right here. Add a couple more lines and we'll be all finished. I'm going to make a little line here. I'm going to make a line that goes right here. I'm going to make a small line down here. Got these two spaces, break them up. I like the little pieces and the bigger pieces together because it will make for some big areas to lay some color down and then some skinny layers to balance out other colors. I say the word balance a lot when I teach because art and being an artist is about balance. And it's about being a good artist. I truly believe this. Somebody may say I'm wrong, but I think I get this pretty well. Being a good artist is about experimenting with lots of different styles and knowing how to incorporate that into your own art. The more you know, the better you get. All right, so we're almost done. I have these two shapes. I divided it in two. I made that line thicker. I'm gonna break it up one more time. Alrighty, so now I have my grid, okay? This is the grid that I came up with a couple days ago. I'm subbing in a third grade class right now, so I was taking time on my break and this came to light. So how am I gonna make this interesting? Well, I'm gonna show you the one I did. I'm gonna bring it down on top of here. Okay, so now we can talk about this. So what I did is I just used these three colors, right? I already have my black in place. White is part of my grid. I left some spaces pure white. So the way I would do this project is start in a section, maybe at the top, layer a couple colors. I did red and yellow, okay? And then you're gonna start working yourself down. A good way to balance out the colors is try for them not to touch each other. Meaning, I have it here, a red touches a red, but that's because I really needed to at that point. Like I was kind of like, oh no, what do I do? Oh, I'll just have the red touch. I could have had the yellow touch it, but then the yellow was over here. So it's kind of tricky. It's kind of a maze, but I just did the best I could. So I floated through my piece with just these three colors, leaving some spaces white. And I just looked at it. Before I colored a spot in, I thought, what would be the best color to put in that shape at that moment? And then I put it in. And then I thought, how should I balance that? Maybe I need to leave a white area. Maybe I need to add a chunk of something. And then as I was looking through this piece, I'm like, oh, why is this so heavy with yellow? I need to weight the yellow down over here with a big chunky area. So it becomes like a game. You could think of this as a game of balance and line. What do I need to do in each moment to make this feel unified, to make it feel like it comes together? And that's what I did with this. And I hope you enjoy this. This is a very graphic art project. And I look forward to seeing what you do. And those of you that are just doing this at home, good for you. It's really great for your brain and for your creativity. So keep working, and I will see you next week.